Operation of the Pinnacle PCX. Load your HPLC method and turn on the pumps and detector. Purge the pumps if needed. Install the analytical column and inspect for leaks. Next, close the column compartment. Prepare your reagent and pour it into your safety-coated reagent reservoir. Connect the gas and reagent supply lines to the reagent cap. Turn on the gas supply and make sure you have bubbles flowing through your reagent. Close the vent on the reagent cap to pressurize the reagent reservoir, and then open the reagent valve on the cap to allow reagent flow to the pump. Open the Pinnacle control software. Next, go to the Configure section under the Instrument pull-down menu. Check to make sure all the configurations are correct. Click Save if you have made any changes. Go into the Sequence menu and click on Edit. Select the proper sequence and click Load. Now you can see the column and reactor set temperatures. Click Control and then Enable to begin heating the column and reactor to their set temperatures. Next, click on Control and then Refill Pumps. Click Yes to continue. The valve will now turn to the waste position and the pump will dispense any old reagent to the waste. Next, the valve will go to the reagent refill position and refill with about 2 mL of reagent and then send it to the waste. The Pinnacle will repeat this step 5 times to remove any air bubbles in the reagent lines. Once the air is removed, the pump will refill with enough reagent for the first injection. Edit your HPLC sequence and check to make sure the number of runs on the HPLC and Pinnacle match. Always end with a shutdown method. You can edit the number of runs in your Pinnacle sequence by going to the Sequence menu and selecting Edit. Change the number of runs to match your HPLC, then click Save and Load. You can always go back and change this mid-sequence if you need to. Wait for your column and reactor to reach their set temperatures. Once the column and reactor have reached their set temperatures and the column pressure is stable, start your Pinnacle sequence by going to the Sequence menu and selecting Start Sequence. The valve will now turn to the heated reactor position and start to dispense reagent. You will now have 15 minutes to start your HPLC. If no injection signal is received within that time, the Pinnacle will assume there was an injection error and shut down. Next, wait for the reagent pressure and baseline to stabilize. This will take about 3 to 5 minutes. Now, start your HPLC sequence. At injection, pull up the Pinnacle control software and make sure the Pinnacle run timer closely matches the HPLC run timer. The reception of the injection signal is required to synchronize both the HPLC and Pinnacle runtimers. The total HPLC runtime should equal the Pinnacle runtime plus Pinnacle equilibration time. The reagent pump will refill at the beginning of equilibration. The reagent pump will start pumping with 5 minutes remaining in equilibration time. This will stabilize the baseline and reagent pressure for the next injection. You can add or remove runs from your Pinnacle sequence while it is running. Edit your Pinnacle sequence and make sure you click Save and then Load. You will see the total number of runs change on the bottom portion of the Pinnacle control software. The Pinnacle will save 4 days worth of log file data. You can send log files to Pickering Labs technical support if you encounter any problems. Go to the Help menu and select Send Log to Support. Choose the day that the problem occurred and save the log file to your computer so you can attach it to an email. You can also import or export your Pinnacle methods and sequences from the File menu of the Pinnacle control software.